What's up, everyone? Good morning to you. Isaiah has me cracking up. That's what just happened. He is in the green room laughing really hard. So, anyway, good morning to you. I see you, Adrian and Shirley, and Mike Nicholson, Deborah Johnson, Kenny Stanley, Kim Edmondson, Tracy Newmy, Devontae Goins, Liz Pryor. Good morning to all of you. I think I caught everybody. I see Latrice Jones coming in here also. So, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, Tracy's grabbing on the necklace. See, I'm telling y'all, I know how you can get one of these, Tracy. Just let me know. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a ton of news. And y'all know today is Tuesday, October the 4th. So it's on the ballot day that we have a lot of information to share with you. You really, as I shared with you on yesterday, you really want to grab something to write with, or your smartphone or your tablet or your laptop, and take some serious notes. Good morning to you, my brother, Liz Pryor the Third, the only boy in the family. So hey, it is what it is. So good morning to you. Good morning, Sardinia. Good morning to you. Hey everybody, it is again Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022, and it's time for today's headlines. But we do a twist on Tuesdays. We really focus on what's on the ballot. We do have some other headlines to share with you as well. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Whether you are watching live or the replay, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have a portion of your time with you today. We are still trying to work out the new Facebook stuff and everything they're doing. I guess they're meta now. But we use the platform StreamYard, and now Facebook only will use live events. And after the event is over, we appear to be losing the replay on Facebook. So if you're tuning in and you know someone who's looking for it, send them over to our YouTube, which is youtube.com/Gail Dudley, or to my personal LinkedIn. The replays are still there. We have people in other time zones in Oregon and in California, especially, and in Arizona, inboxing us saying, hey, where's the replay? So we're trying to fix that. We have messages over to StreamYard trying to figure out if other people are having the same challenges, and we will get this fixed. Good morning, Jeffrey Payne, to you coming in from YouTube. All right, y'all, we have a lot of news to cover. And again, y'all, it's on the ballot. But before we do that, I have a couple of other items I want to share with you. Number one, be sure to support Till, the movie, now in theaters. Be sure to support that. Good morning, Regina. They have been trying for a long time to get that out there. They want other people to know that, everyone to know that the violence is not a part of the movie, but it's a movie we should all want to go see and support, just like we did The Woman King and Black Panther and others. So make sure you go and see the movie Teal. The other thing I want to give a shout out to, congratulations to Chris Cuomo for his comeback. He's now on News Nation at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, I just wonder if I could get him to come join me right here on News in Motion one morning, or if he would invite me to join him on News Nation. That's how we have to work things out. Kim Edmondson says she's looking forward to watching Teal. Yeah, we got to do that. We have to do that. All right, y'all, let's keep going with the news. AP News is reporting, and some of you may have seen this already, but y'all know I have to have my commentary to go along with it. Kim Kardashian agrees to pay $1.26 million to settle charges brought by the Security and Exchange Commission over crypto promotion on her social media without disclosing the payment she received for the plug. Many of you probably already know this. She put this out there telling everybody, hey, what do you know about crypto? And she was paid. Now, y'all, she was paid $250,000 to do this promo. But now she has to pay $1.26 million. My question is, was it worth it, Kim? Was it worth it? It's been out here. This is a law. This is a rule. When you're putting things out there, even if you have an affiliate link, that has to be disclosed. That has to be shared. So anyone out here doing influencing promotions or whatever, know the rules and follow the rules, because it can come back and it's out there. Latrice Jones said, but she won't do that again. I'm sure she will not. And here's the other thing that that kind of just made me go, about all this. Y'all know Kim's getting ready to complete the bar for a law degree. Didn't she know this? Didn't she know this was what was happening? Yes, Kim Edmondson, know the rules. Good morning, Lori Wallace. Good morning, Dr. Antoinette. Yes, know the rules. So that's what's happening with Kim. So the SEC said the reality TV star and entrepreneur has agreed to cooperate with this ongoing investigation, which means there's more stuff out there. And I'm sure they're going to keep unfolding this. All right, y'all, the former guy. I'm sure y'all have seen this as well. The former guy makes a social media post on his platform towards Senator Mitch McConnell and his wife. Y'all, here's the post. Now, this is his platform, Truth Media, I believe. And I'm gonna quote it. It says, "Is McConnell approving all of these trillions of dollars worth of Democrat-sponsored bills without even the slightest bit of negotiation because he hates Donald J. Trump and he knows I'm strongly opposed to them?" Dude, you're not in office anymore. But anyway, or is he doing it because he believes in the fake and highly destructive Green New Deal and is willing to take the country down with him? In any event, this is his direct quote, in any event, either reason is unacceptable. He has a death wish, and he put that in all caps. And then he goes on to say, must immediately seek help and advice from his China-loving wife, Coco Chow. That's the end of the quote. So with January 6th still having their committee, with midterm elections quickly approaching, with the division, with the negativity, with everything that's happening, what message is he really sending here? What message is he sending here? Now, George Conway said on Twitter, he says, nothing to see here. Just a former president of the United States seeking to incite violence against the minority leader of the United States Senate and launching a racist verbal attack on the leader's wife. So this is Kim Edmondson says he put a threat in writing, and there's a lot that's happening here. And there's a Senator McConnell came, not McConnell. Susan Collins came out yesterday or the other day and said, something's going to happen. There's too much violence. Someone's going to get hurt in Congress. And she was sending a warning. She wanted people to stop all the rhetoric and to calm down. And she was giving a plea. Now, others have come out to give a plea as well. But this is what's happening. These are the things that we're dealing with. Pastor Alex Williams said he did not write that, doesn't have the intelligence to craft a message on his own, but it's under his name. I hear what you're saying, Pastor Alex. It's under his name, and it's his quote, and it was his verified, because they verified, I'm not on Truth Media, but they verified this post. So whoever wrote it, he put his name behind it. So that was out there. Dr. Antoinette said he is exhausting. I cannot imagine having to deal with him on a personal level. Go to therapy. That's what's happening. And then as of 9 p.m. last night, it was reported that Trump sues CNN, citing the way that the network has defamed him. Trump sues CNN for defamation and seeks $475 million in punitive damages. He just needs the money, right? The U.S. cable news station has attempted to smear the former president. This is what he and his attorneys are putting out, with a series of ever more scandalous, false, and this word is wrong, defamation labels of racist, Russian lackey, insurrectionist, and ultimately Hitler, Trump's lawyers claim. The lawsuit has been filed in federal court in Fort Lauderdale. So that's what's happening there. Kenny Stanley says that is a threat and Agent Orange put in writing. Mike Nicholson says therapy can't help. Lori Wallace says, how is that how much he owes? Good question. Just a lot of stuff. Good morning, Stephanie. So that's happening as well. There's been several attorneys and so forth who've come out over the evening saying that it really won't hold up in court. This is just probably a ploy, determine if he's going to run for office or not. But y'all, again, this is Tuesday, so those things are on the ballot. Y'all, in the Supreme Court of the United States, again, today is a very important day because, again, anything that's put out there, a precedent will be set. So with the gerrymandering, everything I shared with you on yesterday when it comes to Alabama, please pay close attention to that. Pray, because that is going to involve voting rights and how things are going to unfold there. On yesterday, the Supreme Court declined to hear an appeal from one of the prominent supporters of the former guy who was trying to fend off a defamation suit of his own. There's that. From a voting company he falsely accused of rigging the 2020 election. Michael Lindell, the founder of My Pillow and a regular presence at Trump's rallies, is fighting a $1.3 billion defamation suit filed in court, federal court by U.S. Dominion, the company that manufactures voting machines used in several battleground states. So that is happening. If that's not enough, y'all, I just have this question. Elon Musk, haven't you learned by now? Come on, dude, sit down. You are still in your own mess when it comes to Twitter and this $44 billion that you're trying to get out of. Well, Bloomberg is reporting, and I went on Twitter and saw it myself. Ukrainians ratio Elon Musk tweets. This tweet is just crazy. All right. He seemed to be angered or something by the whole war, whatever's going on there. And he was tweeting out a poll asking citizens of the recently annexed territories in Crimea whether they prefer to be Ukrainian or Russian, as well as a tweet floating his own peace process. Now, the Ukraine's President Zelensky shot back on Twitter. I saw that too. Back to Elon Musk with a poll asking whether people would prefer Musk, who supports Russia, or Ukraine. Now, this is just blowing up. They're going back and forth. But why was Elon Musk in that in the first place? That's a question. What was going on here? Is he trying to take the focus off of him and this $44 billion and put it somewhere else? What's really going on here? Kim Edmondson says the liar wants to sue for lying. There it is. So then we have, which is good news, Brittany Griner's appeal. CBS News is reporting a Moscow court has agreed to hear the appeal case on October the 25th for WNBA star Brittany Griner, who was sentenced to 9 years in prison for carrying a vape canister. So we got to watch this unfold as well. Now, y'all, it's on the ballot, and I want us to have a conversation here. Y'all, there are total, as you know, 469 seats in the U.S. Congress up for election on November the 8th. 435 seats, all 435 seats in the House of Representatives, and 34 Senate seats. There are also 5 of 6 non-voting members of the U.S. House are also up for election as well. What's up, Pastor Angie? All right, y'all. So I want us to talk about this. First of all, let me do a little history lesson. Members of the House are elected every 2 years and must be of 25 years of age. A U.S. citizen for at least 7 years and a resident of the state, not necessarily the district they represent. So you're probably asking, what's up, Elizabeth? Well, what are the 6 non-voting members representing? All right, y'all, that's the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and 4 other territories of the United States, American Samoa, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana, Island. So those are the 6 non-voting members. That's who they make up. Okay, so with that, the 2022 election will be the first to take place following the redistricting after the 2020 census. As a result, there's some changes. 6 states, Texas, Colorado, Florida, Montana, North Carolina, and Oregon, all gained seats in the U.S. House. In 7 states, California, Illinois, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, all lost seats. Y'all, class is in session. Pay attention. Class is in session. All right, y'all got that. All right, a total of 469 seats in the U.S. Congress are up. 439 seats in the House, 34 in the Senate, and then we have 5 of the 6 non-voting. All right. We have the 6 states that gain seats, and we have the 7 states that lost seats. Now, notice the loss: California, Illinois, Michigan, New York. Put them over there in one basket. Then you have Ohio, that can be topsy-turvy. You have Pennsylvania and West Virginia. You have all of that that's happening. Y'all got to stay with me today. Stay with me today. Stay with me today. So when we look at these numbers, we have to ask some significant questions. Who are going to fill these seats? Which way are they going to go? What is their platform? How can I, as a constituent, support a certain person? What does this look like? Y'all, this is on the ballot. Y'all, abuse is on the ballot. Yeah. See, we really focus on finance, taxes, finance, taxes, economic, climate change, global, all of that. Abuse is also on the ballot. Let's talk about it. The Wall Street Journal is reporting systemic abuse found in the U.S. women's soccer. A year-long investigation culminated a report that released on yesterday that faults of the National Women's Soccer League coaches and executives and the U.S. Soccer Federation for ignoring players' complaints of sexual, verbal, and emotional misconduct. Y'all, the report commissioned by the U.S. soccer focused on 3 high-profile cases, but also notes that abuse was normalized throughout the league and that leaders were more concerned with being sued than righting wrongs. There's that. The investigation follows protests by players who felt they weren't being heard. Y'all, this is a soccer team. This is abuse, but this is also on the ballot. Who in these areas are going to make sure this doesn't happen? What legislation can be written? We already had the women, the gymnasts. Why wasn't there a precedent with that when there's a precedent with everything else that's coming out of the Supreme Court that trickles down to other states? What about this? This is on the ballot. So these are questions. Y'all, town hall meetings are out there. These are questions we need to be asking the candidates who are running for office. Remember, all 435 in the House of Representatives are up for re-election. Go back to the little history lesson I just gave you. Every 2 years, we vote on those in the House of Representatives. Why is it that some people have 30-year runs, 50-year runs, and they're still there? They're still there. Are they really helping or are they blocking? We need to ask these questions. So I went on a little hunt over the last couple of weeks, and I started looking at the fundraising for these candidates. We're gonna get real, y'all. We're gonna get real. So I went down and I wanted to find, and hopefully it'll come up, and it is. I wanted to find the amount of money that's being raised, and I want to look at that when it comes to food insecurity, homelessness, and other things. And it's coming up. Y'all got to give me a second, because this was fascinating, if you ask me. I think it's coming up. I'm looking for it. And we really need to ask some of these questions. I know I have it. Yep, I have it. All right. So this is fundraising by candidate. Now, this is the U.S. Senate fundraising for 2022, just over the last 90 days. Raphael Warnock, Democrat, Georgia, $84,914,584. I want somebody to calculate this on the side. If you have the opportunity to do that, please. I should have done this myself. I didn't even think about this. $84,914,584. Mark Kelly, Democrat, Arizona, 54 million. This is the last 90 days. 54,141,015. Tim Scott, Republican, South Carolina, 46,175,849. Val Demings, Democrat, Florida, 43,014,890. Charles Schumer, New York, 39,090,116. Marco Rubio, Republican, Florida, 34 million. I'm going to just leave off the rest. Catherine Mesto, Nevada, 30 million. John Kennedy, Republican, Louisiana, 29 million. Maggie Hassan, Democrat, New Hampshire, 26 million. John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, 26 million. That's just in the U.S. Senate. That's just the top 10. That's just the top 10, okay? So then U.S. House of Representatives 2022, the last 90 days. We have Kevin McCarthy, Republican, California, 21 million. Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, California, 19 million. Katie Porter, Democrat, California, 17 million. Adam Schiff, Democrat, California, 17 million. Steve Scalise, Republican, 16 million. Daniel Crenshaw, Republican, Texas, 14 million. Liz Cheney, she's no longer in it, but for some reason she's still getting money. Republican, Wyoming, 13 million. David Trone, Maryland, 12 million. Marcus Flowers, Georgia, 10 million. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia, 10 million. Y'all, these are the numbers. These are the numbers. We're talking millions. When you add all that up, I don't know if anybody grabbed it or not, but when you add all that up, that's right, Dr. Antoinette, follow the money. When you add all of that up, that should make you pause and ask questions. So let me keep going. Now, let's consider the constituents that they serve. That's just the names. I gave y'all 20 names. That's not even, remember, there's 435 seats open in the House, okay? So I only gave you 20 names between the House and the Senate. So 10 in the House, 10 in the Senate, the top fundraisers in the millions. But what about the constituents in which they serve and the needs of those communities? This is how we have to think about voting, and this is how we have to think about what's on the ballot. Get beyond the commercial spins, get beyond the name calling, get beyond the Twitter feed, get beyond all of that. What's on the ballot? Okay, I said Raphael Warnock. I hope he wins. But what about his constituents? What about food insecurity in his area? And it is big. What about homelessness in his area, which is huge? What about poverty? What about the different states that they represent? Big. I went through every single one of them. It's unbelievable. So let me give you some numbers. Food insecurity, the USDA.gov is reporting. This is out of 2021. They're still compiling the numbers for 2022. 33.8 million people lived in food insecure households. That was up from 2020. 8.6 million adults live in households with very low food security. 5.0 million children lived in food insecure households in which children, along with adults, were food insecure. 521,000 children, that's 0.7% of the nation's children lived in households in which one or more child experienced very low food security. Food security status in the U.S. household with children in 2021 among U.S. households with children under age 18, 87.5% of households with children were food insecure in 2021. Y'all, household food insecurity affected 12.5% of households with children in 2021. Remember, if children don't eat, they go to school, many of them will fail because they can't comprehend because they're hungry. They're hungry. Yet, there are representatives, candidates running for office raising millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, but that money is not trickling down to the constituents in their area. These are questions we need to be asking y'all. These are questions we need to be asking. Both children and adults were food insecure in 6.2% of households with children, 2.3 million total households. Y'all, children are usually protected from substantial reduction in food intake. So 274,000 households is what they are looking at currently from just the first quarter of 2022, 274,000. I'm not done. World Population Review reporting homeless population by state in 2022. By state. Y'all, there are 10 states with the most homeless people. I'm going to give them to you. California, 161,548. New York, 91,271. Florida, 27,487. Texas, 27,229. Washington, 22,923. Massachusetts, 17,975. Oregon, 14,655. Pennsylvania, 13,375. Arizona, 10,970. Ohio, number 10, 10,655. Y'all, in the state of California, again, you saw how many people. You had Nancy Pelosi, you had Kevin McCarthy, you had Adam Schiff, and there was one, Katie Porter. Y'all, in the state of California, they were all in the state of California, and they were all raising millions of dollars in the last 90 days. In the state of California, currently has the highest homeless population with about 151,278 homeless people. What's up, Diane Ladybug? Y'all, they say this is about 1/5 of the total homeless population in the United States. Yet they are raising millions to run for office. Okay, let's talk about it, y'all. These are the things that are on the ballot. These are the things that we need to be exposing right here on News in Motion. Y'all, overall, 66.7% of the total homeless population of the United States is single individuals, with the remaining 33.3% being families. Y'all, this is homelessness. The top 4 causes of homelessness in order are the lack of affordable housing, unemployment, poverty, and low wages. I want y'all to hear that again. The top 4 things, but yet they're raising millions to put ads on TVs, ad at our doors, that we all throw that stuff away. Spend all their employees spending an entire amount of money funding the DNC, the RNC, and so forth. Y'all, the top 4 causes of homelessness, and this is in order: lack of affordable housing, unemployment, poverty, and low wages. That's what's happening, y'all. I'm not done. I'm still not done. So child poverty, United States Census is reporting that child poverty fell to a record low of 5.2% in 2021. Now, I told you I was going to come back and talk about this. Now, y'all, expansion to child tax credit contributed to 46% decline in child poverty in 2020. Now, when you look at those numbers and you hear me give you those numbers, you're like, wow, that sounds good. Hold on, I'm not done. Child poverty calculated by the Supplemental Poverty Measure, that's the SPM, fell to its lowest record in 2021, declining 46% from 9.7% in 2020 and 5.2% in 2021, according to the U.S. Census that was released. Now, in contrast, when calculated by the official poverty measure, child poverty declined only by 0.7% points from 16.0% to 15.3%. Hold on. So they start talking about the tax credits. That's the American Rescue Plan Act and the CTC, Child Tax Credits expansion. Now, y'all, the American Rescue Plan Act increased the value of from $2,000 to $3,600 for children under 6. And then they go on talk about at the from $3,000 for children between ages 6 to 17. And then it says the credit was made fully refundable with no longer limited by the taxpayer's income tax liability. Y'all, that sounds real good, doesn't it? Well, the CTC reduced the Black child poverty rate by 6.3 percentage points from 15.5% to 8.1. Sounds good. Okay. But let's ask the real questions here. Is this a fair analysis? The funds were released to the parents or the guardians of the children. So does that mean that the children have declined in poverty, or is it poverty overall? And where and how was that money spent? And why didn't the numbers change when it came to homelessness and to food insecurity? See, these are the questions we have to ask, because when we see the headlines, we're like, oh, that's great. But when you begin to ask the questions, you're like, this doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Does this equate to children coming out of poverty for real? Here's another question. With food security still a basic need, won't the numbers balance out across the board? Why are the numbers still high when it comes to food insecurity and decrease in child poverty? Questions that we have to ask. Y'all, these are the questions that should be raised at debates and town hall meetings. If we really want to see a shift of things that are going on, we have to raise these questions. I want to know in the chat, if you're able to get to the chat. Dr. Antoinette says, are we still counting ketchup as a vegetable? That's a great question. I want to hear in the chat, what are your thoughts about this? And how can News in Motion keep exposing these things and asking these questions so that more and more people can hear about them? So if you have a second and you're able to type in the chat, whether you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or here, please post that in there. And as you're doing that, I want to keep going because I see we're running out of time. For everyone who has student loans and you're eligible for the student debt relief, this is what you need to know. And Isaiah's going to put a link in the chat. You want to go to studentaid.gov debt relief. And the application window is open and it will close on December 31st. Now they say 2023. And I've been trying to verify that, and it seems that that is the case. December 31st, 2023. Now they're saying that the online application is short and simple. No supporting documents are needed to complete it. Now, after the submission, federal student aid and the U.S. Department of Education will review your application, determine your eligibility for debt relief, work with your loan servicer to process your relief. And again, more information is to come. Let's see. Adrian is saying price increases across the board could not be covered by CTC as a family deal with rent, food, bills, transportation, healthcare, etc. Great point, Adrian. Thank you for putting that in there. So that's what's happening with student loans. I'm currently trying to find somebody to join me who knows this, who can come on here and give us step-by-step of what we need to do when it comes to student loan forgiveness. Now, yesterday I told you I had a whole lot today. Yesterday I gave you dates for early voting in some states. Today, I want to give you just the next few days, the last day to register to vote. Okay, so I'm going to start with October the 9th. That's the earliest date for the last day to register to vote. So if you're in these states or know anyone in these states, please tell them they have until October the 9th. I want this News in Motion family to go into full force to get as many people registered as possible. And if you can verify that you have so many people registered, and Mike Nicholson, I still have your t-shirt, you might want to get it. We have this t-shirt. Life happens. It says on the front, when you vote, life happens. And then on this side, it has the News in Motion logo on the sleeve. So you verify the numbers, the person who has registered the most people, you have to show proof that you registered so many people. You get this one. Then we have one more. This one's coming out, and if you don't want to do this, you want this shirt, so you can go to the website, which is gaildudley.com, and go to shop and get these. This one is the ready to vote t-shirt, and on the back it says vote. So that's this one. So these are just things we're trying to do to get people to get out here and get people registered to vote. Tracy Newmy says, shame on you if you haven't registered to vote yet. What I just shared with you today should make you want to run to go vote. So here's October the 9th, the last day to vote. States: Alaska, um, Arkansas, Georgia, Hawaii, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Ohio, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and Texas. I'll give you again. October the 9th is the last day to register to vote for this midterm election in the following states: Alaska, Arkansas, Georgia, Hawaii, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Ohio, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and Texas. October the 10th, here are 3 states which will be your last day to register to vote: Arizona, Florida, Indiana. Again, October the 10th, Arizona, Florida, and Indiana. And then October the 11th, and then we'll give you more dates next week. October the 11th, 3 states: Kentucky, Nevada, and New Mexico. Again, Kentucky, Nevada, and New Mexico. You have time now. The other thing that Isaiah is going to put in the chat for all of you to grab, you will find the voting rights guidelines by state. The voting rights guideline by state. Regina says only adults are considered food insecure because it is assumed adults shield children from food insecurity. It's just another way to skew the numbers. Yeah, Regina, when I was reading, I was like, what is going on here? The numbers look good. The headlines were great, but when you really got into the middle of it, it's like, this ain't right. This ain't right. So thank you, Regina, for sharing that. So the voting rights guidelines it's an easy form to find. It's out of USA Today. You open up that link, go find your state, read the guidelines. Read the guidelines. Read the guidelines. All right, y'all, that was a lot today. But these things are on the ballot. Put in the chat if you like. It's on the ballot segments that we've been starting since September, since our return. We just want to get a feel. We give you a lot of content, a lot of information. We understand it can be overwhelming, but we want to give you the facts. We want to give you the facts. We want to give you the resources. We want to help you navigate through what's out there. We take our time to read different things. We take our time to share quotes. We take our time to research and write the script for these different segments to give you what we believe our community needs. I don't think you're getting this anywhere else. If you are, let us know so that we can kind of make changes, or we come in with them and collaborate. I'm now elevating you to Dr. Pastor Alex. He says, I like. Kim Edmondson says it's a lot of information, but very valuable. Lori says it's a lot of information, but information that is needed and greatly appreciated. Dr. Antoinette says, yes, it's on the ballot. Latrice Jones says, love the it's on this ballot information. And I know it's a lot of information. We're trying to pack it all in here this month because November is coming. But they say winter is coming. November is coming. So we want to give it to you. So Jeffrey Payne, again, from YouTube says, I like it. Mike Nicholson says, indeed, love it. Dr. Angie Shannon says, no, don't get the coverage anywhere. And that's just why we try to bring it right here. So thank you all for that. All right, we got the inspirational message and then we're out of here. The inspirational message is this: take a break. Take a break. Y'all, breaks are so important, whether it's a break during the day, a break during the week, a break during the month, whatever that is. Take a break. I was speaking with a friend of mine this morning who took a break today, self-care day, and we have to do it, and we cannot think to ourselves, oh, I don't have time to do this. You have all the time in the world to do this. And in these seasons and times like these, we have to take a break. Lori Wallace says, take a break. Oh, I received that. Yet we have to. How are we going to gain strength and do what we need to do, get clarity, get our vision, do those things? If we don't take a break, if we're running nonstop over and over and over again, who's out here helping us out? We have to take that break, even if you're just sitting in silence. I'll never forget, I think it was in August. It was a rainy Sunday, and I just had the blinds open, and I just sat there probably like an hour or so, just looking outside the rain. It was the most peaceful and calming hour, 2 hours that I had in a long time. I just took a break. Dishes can wait, folding laundry can wait, cooking can wait, whatever, just take a break. Emails can wait. Social media drives you crazy anymore. Take a break. Take a break. It is so important to do that. Take a break. Take a break from exercising. I know some people say, well, exercising is self care, but you may still need to take a break from it. Just take a break. Hear your heartbeat. Hear your breath in and out. Just be still. Hear the wind blow. Really listen to the leaves fall. Take a break. Take a break from the hustle and bustle. Take a break from the news. Seriously, because it can be so much information. You're like, oh, wow, this is too much. Take a break. Take a break. I have to be honest, I was looking at the calendar. Y'all know we were off in August. We were off from the live, but we were still doing some things, not like the 12 hours a day we were doing before, when we're on the air. But I looked at the calendar the other day and I said, man, we came back when? I said, I'm already feeling the burn because the news cycle is never ending. And I was looking at that and said, we got to go to November 8th. We got to go. We got to keep going. And then the truth is, we're going to Thanksgiving. Well, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And I'm looking at that saying, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. But I got to make sure I'm taking breaks to read through these things and just sit back and say, wow, that's a lot. Even with the Kim Kardashian piece, it's like, so you got $250 and now you're paying 26 million. And I thought, where did this come from? Why is this happening? And I started thinking again, connecting to the candidates and the money they're raising. I'm like, do you know what you could do with $1.26 million? Do you know that we can really turn around homelessness and child poverty for real and food insecurity if we would just do that? You may think that's just a story of Kim Kardashian, but I'm always connecting the dots. I'm always connecting the dots, looking at what can be and how can we do it. And even with that, I have to go, okay, let me take a break from this. Let me go drive down the street, take a walk around the block. Let me block out all this. Let me put on some worship music. Take a break. I see you, Misha. Take a break. Take a break. All right, y'all. Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. This has been News in Motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Thank you so much for tuning in. You could do us a great favor before you sign off. Hit that like button to change the algorithm so that tomorrow more people can see the alert. Yeah, we have to kind of like work opposite from Facebook or Meta, who they are now, and make that change so we can get that out there. So just take a moment to hit that. If you can, if you don't mind, share it on your page. Tell people there's content here you think is beneficial to them. And make sure you check your voter registration. Even if you're already a registered voter, check and make sure your voting registration is intact. Do that today. It takes less than 3 minutes to do that. And then do our part. Y'all, let's get some people registered to vote. Let me give you those places again for October the 9th. Alaska, Arkansas, Georgia, Hawaii, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Ohio, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas. Those are the last days to register to vote by October the 9th for this midterm election. October the 10th, Arizona, Florida, Indiana. October the 11th, Kentucky, Nevada, and New Mexico. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well and remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.